was 27 years old, I left a very demanding job in the management consulting for a job that was even more demanding, teaching. I went to teach 7th grade math in the New York City public school, and like any teacher, I made quizzes and tests. I gave up homework assessment. When the work came back, I calculated grades. What struck me was the IQ was not the only difference between my best and my worst student. Some of my strongest performance did not have stratospheric IQ score. Some of my smarter kids weren't doing so well. And that got me thinking, the kind of things you need to learn in 7th grade maths. Sure, they hard, ratio, decimal, the area of parallelogram. But these concepts are not impossible, and I was firmly convinced that a few of my students can learn and the material if they keep working hard and long enough. After several more years of teaching, I came to conclusion that we need to education about better understanding of student and learning from a motivational perspective, from a psychological perspective. In education, the one thing we know how to measure best is IQ. But what if doing well in this school and in the lab depend on much or more than our ability to learn quickly and easily? So I left a classroom and I went to the graduate school to become psychology. I started studying kids and adults in all kinds of super challenging settings. And in every study my question was, who is successful here and why? Now this is Tim and I went to the West Point Polytechnic Military Academy. We tried to predict which cadet will stay in military training and which will drop out. We went to the National Spelling Bee and tried to predict which children who will advance faster in competition. We studied rookie teacher working in really tough neighborhoods, asking which teacher are still going to be here in the teaching by the end of the school years. And of course will be build the most effective as impulsive learning outcome for their student. We partnered with private company asking which of these salespeople is going to keep their job and will keep going to earn more money in every different context. One character emerged as significant prediction of success, and it wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, physical heart, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is perseverance for failing long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years. And working really hard to make the future a reality. Grit is living life like a marathon, not a sprint. A few years ago, I started studying grit in Chicago public school. I asked 1,000 high school juniors take grit questionnaires, and then wait around more than 10 years to see who will graduate. Turned out the gritty kids were significantly more likely to graduate, even when I matched them on every characteristic. I could measure things like family income, standardized achievement test score, even how safe kids felt when they were at school. So it's not just one point of National Spelling Bee that grades matter. It's also in school, especially for kids at risk for dropping out. For me, the most shocking things about grit are how little we know, how little science know about building it. Every day, parents and the teacher ask me, how do I build grit in kids? Why do I do the teach kids a solid work ethics? How do I keep them motivated for a long run? The honest answer is, I don't know. What I do know is that talent doesn't make you greedy. Our data show very clearly that there are many talented individuals who simply do not follow through on their commitment. In fact, in our data, grit is usually unreleased or even information related to measure of talent. So far, the best idea I've heard about building grit in kids in something called growth mindset. This is an idea development at Stanford University by Carol Dweck. And it is the belief that the ability to learn is not fixed, that it can change with effort. Dr. Dweck has shown that when kids read and learn about the brain and how it changes growth is a responsive challenge, they are much more likely to persevere when they are failed, because they don't believe their failure is a permanent condition. So growth mindset is a great idea for building grit, but we need more, and that's where I'm going to end my remark, because that's what we are. That's the work as done before us. We need to take our best idea, our stronger intuition, and we need to test them. We need to be sure whether we'll be successful, and we have to willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again with the lesson learned. In other words, we need to be greedy about grading our kids greedier. Thank you.